The International Day of Families is observed on the 15th of May every year. The day was proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in 1993 and reflects the importance the international community attaches to families. The International Day provides an opportunity to promote awareness on issues relating to families and to increase knowledge of the social, economic and demographic processes affecting families.
The International Day of the Family, the 15th of May, is not very familiar to most Kenyans. And the reason as to why the National Gender and Equality Commission set out was first to help Kenyans know that a family is very important and issues that affect the family are issues of national interest, even international interest.
The International Day of Families, of course, is the day when families have to get together and be happy. And in our view, we want equality for both men and women, and we don't want sameness. Equality doesn't mean sameness. Equality, we're looking in terms of Article 27 of the Constitution, equality in access of the opportunities that exist, equality in having both girls and boys go to school.
The principles of the UN International Day of Families are in tandem with the broader mandate of the National Gender and Equality Commission.
The National Gender and Equality Commission is established pursuant to Article 59, 4 and 5 of the Constitution. And among its key role is to ensure that there's the integration and the mainstreaming of issues of gender, the issues of disability, the issues of the marginalized within the development agenda of the country. The target groups we work for include women, persons with disability, the children, the elderly, the youth, the marginalized, and the minority as individuals or as communities.
The International Day of Families has inspired a series of awareness-raising events, including National Family Days. In many countries, that day provides an opportunity to highlight different areas of interest and importance to families. The 2013 theme for the day was Advancing Social Integration and Intergenerational Solidarity.
We've just ushered in a new constitution in 2010. We now are in the process of having the implementation. The law does allow for the integration, and purely our mandate is to ensure that we integrate the principles of equality in county governments, in the national government. So of course, as we socialize and have solidarity, we need to look at those small things as they be that make one part of us not comfortable.
In Kenya, the National Gender and Equality Commission led commemorations for the day with special focus on female genital mutilation, an illegal traditional rite of passage that is still being practiced discreetly among certain communities.
We know that we have communities that still practice female genital mutilation or cutting as a way of expressing their culture. Now, in the recent past, the country has moved ahead and we have an FGM legislation forbidding practice of FGM. We further have an abandonment of AGM policy. So those two documents are aimed to ensure that FGM is completely eradicated in this country. We know that communities that practice FGM, the practice is quite prevalent. In some of the communities, 97% of the young girls and children are forced to undergo the cutting.
Wameanza kujifisha na mtoto anaambiwa na mama yake na mzazi twende kwa auntie. Huko kwa auntie wanaenda interior Masai wanafanywa hiyo mambo.
For this reason, the commission set out for Ngong town in Kajiado County to raise the awareness of the predominant Maasai community on the need to totally discard the practice.
We have the policies, we have the framework, but changing attitude is a difficult thing. Changing practice is a difficult thing. It's a social thing, and we need to work closely with those communities. And that's why for us this year, as we celebrated the Family Day, we saw it necessary just to move to one of the manyatas and just to tell the communities and hear from the horse's mouth. And we are happy that there are those communities among the Maasais that clearly see this as a violation. And they are moving towards ensuring that they get to have the practice totally eradicated.
Among the Maasai, female genital mutilation, or the cat, has had far-reaching detrimental effects on young girls. This practice affects girls in various ways. Many have been forced to discontinue schooling, as after the procedure, they are considered ready for marriage. Many have also suffered reproductive health challenges, and some have even lost their lives.
We found out in the community we don't have a lot of learned girls because of the cat. Girls even get pregnant at the age of 15, 13, because that's a way, a passage for, they call it for womanhood. Actually, before they get the cat, nobody gets pregnant, let me tell you. And you know, long ago it was good because they used to wait until the girl matured. But nowadays, they do it even at 13. For you find there are little children actually who don't know even their bodies, they don't even understand. So you find them getting pregnant in just anyhow when they are young, which brings them a lot of problem because even giving birth, most of them die during pregnancy. They abort. So you find that early pregnancy is really dangerous.
Kuko na wenye hata hawaamini, hata wanasema hii ni utamaduni wao. Na hiyo utamaduni imetuma tuishi hapa pale chini tu. Miaka iliyopita watoto hata saa hii kuko na family mtoto school fees kikosa, ule mtoto msichana akiwa ni mwerevu anashwa na ndugu yake mwenyewe analeta hii. Unanielewa? Huyu mtoto anaanza from the word go kuona kukataliwa. Anakaa anajikuta sasa hata ile kukataliwa zaidi anapelekwa pahali haku anataka because mtoto msichana amechafundishwa, anajua ukweli, lakini huko chini agali anafinyiliwa, anaoja hiyo rejection.
There's an idea that some people have in Maasai land that you cannot marry a wife who has not gone through the cut. So what normally happens at times from the stories that have gone around is that if by accident you get pregnant and do not go to a medical facility to deliver your child and you're helped by women from the village, most of the time they will help you deliver the child and mutilate you so that you are sure to be married off to somebody and have dignity and be appreciated as a woman and not as a child.
Girls who did not go for the cat were stigmatized in the community.
Kama hujatahiriwa, kuna mtu huwa anaonyesha madharau mingi sana. Kama jina yako huwezi itwa jina yako, unaitwa msichana. Kwa Kimasai endiro, yani wanakudharau. Wanakudharau eti juu hujatahiriwa na haukai kama wao, hata ufai kuwa ndani yao. Alafu vijana kama sasa hivi hawezi taka kuwa karibu na wewe kwa sababu pia hata watadharauliwa na pia hata wanakuita hiyo jina. Hawakuiti jina yako. Na hiyo ina lead, yani inaku encourage hata utake kutahiriwa ndio uache kudharauliwa.
The fact that the society still does not discuss sexual issues openly only serves to fuel the practice and amplify the stigma associated with those who refuse to undergo the cat.
FGM is an issue that is touching on to sexual rights, and most of the sexual issues are never discussed openly. So that is our reason for setting out, if possible, coming out with research issues that can be able to highlight the gaps that exist. And then from there, we can be able to work with our staff. We have a full-fledged department for children. We have a full-fledged department for women. And together as we work, we can be able to look at the policy frameworks that exist on FGM and how, as a country, we have managed to fit into this. And these gaps will be developed with our staff, together with our stakeholders. And then from there, we can be able to report, because we have the mandate to report to the government on a quarterly basis what is happening in terms of the policies, even international treaties that we have signed as a country.